Now there's something you don't see every day, a tree growing out of a chimney. Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you've been watching for any length of time, you know that I'm a good person for changing things out. And I think that's true with everybody. You know, as we get using things, you know, maybe what we had used before was working then but isn't working now, and that's the same for me. You remember I had the platform that was back here, and that was until my my generator sitting on top of it was just a little too tall at the handle, or wouldn't fit underneath the frame of the bed. So I removed that, and I ended up building like these little storage bins off to the sides. And the one on the right hand side here, that's got my batteries and some electrical stuff. And over here I kept this one the same until I found these at Home Depot. These are made by HDX. They're 6.5 core, and believe it or not, they're only $2.50 each. These things are very rigid, very tough. I love the fact that you can stack them and they stay put. And the nice thing about these things too, as you can see, they don't take up much room, but they end up holding a lot. And as usual, I got out my trusty label maker. I labeled the front edge and the side so that I can see at a moment's notice what's in the bin, and I can grab that easily and be able to put it back in where I need to. And for those of us that do build out our own vans, or if you're very handy, these things are very simple to build. And it was just a matter of unscrewing the brackets on this centerpiece, setting in one of my bins, and fastening the brackets back down to adjust for the depth of the plastic bin. So these are sitting in here into a custom little space. I've got 6 bins stacked up in here, and that's an awful lot of storage for everything I need. I mean, it's just simple stuff like cargo nets and ratchet straps, you know, to different batteries and lights, to rope, to bungee clamps and matches and lighters and tent stakes, all that stuff. Anything that I might need that was taking up room into a larger compartment or a larger bin before is now able to be stacked and confined to this one space here, where I maximize the entire area instead of wasting it. And again, these are made by HDX, and they're 6.5 quart, and I got them at Home Depot for $2.50 each. You can't beat that at all. That's a lot of heavy duty storage. Well, as you can see, it's a little bit of a mess in here. I've already started the deconstruction of what I just built last year. And as I've stated before, you know, as you get spending more time in my van, I just find that other things would probably work better if I changed them. But boy, I'll tell you, this left support right here for that cabinet, that was a bear to get out. I had to take a hammer to it. So I guess that Gorilla Glue works really good. I had some brackets holding it all together to the countertop and to the cleats on the wall. But even when they were removed, I had to take a hammer to it just to dislodge it. But the plan is to go back to what I was originally going to do, and that's to provide a full upright here and a full upright here, and then I will put shelves in between, pretty much what I did over here on the back side to my wardrobe cabinet. And you can see I've already removed the propane stove, and initially I wanted to go with an Adirondack type of live edge, 1.5 to 2 inches thick. And for some reason I couldn't find anyone around here, none of the mills or anything that had anything, not even a simple pine top. So I did end up finding someone. This guy goes into the woods and he cuts trees down, and then he mills them himself, and then he stores them to let them dry thoroughly. And he's going to be my best chance to find an 1.5 thick or 2 inch thick top live edge that I can replace this with. All of this is coming out right here, and I'm going to be rebuilding it and go from there. The spice racks, as far as I know, are going to stay right there. The microwave will come back on the other countertop when I get it done, and I think it'll just be a little bit more streamlined and look a little, you know, better anyway. And one of the things that kind of, you know, spurred me into doing this was, you know how I am about trying to use every inch of space that I can. And once I got looking at it, and I got looking at my framing, and I'm thinking, okay, these are 2x2s, and they're 1.5 by 1.5 once, you know, they're dried out, kiln dried. So you got to figure that even though I'm using some of this 1/4 inch cedar on the outside or on the sides, I'm still losing 3 inches between, you know, the two thicknesses of just the frame alone. And you know, maybe that's not a big difference, but when you consider that this wasn't going to be the only space that I was going to, you know, have built out. I wanted to put another one to store my my propane grills, and then I have to put another upright in here to attach some sort of a slide and allow my refrigerator to slide out. And then I want to use the other side of that, you know, wall for the slide and put shelves in down there. So it can all add up real quick and take away a little bit of space at a time. One of the other changes I made was to remove the rain guards. I had the type that attached with an adhesive strip right here on the door itself, and I decided to change over to the in-channel type. They look a bit, you know, more sleek, and I think that they'll end up working out pretty well. I haven't had any trouble with them so far, so we'll give it a shot. Here in my sink cabinet, I've got a little something different going on here as well. Remember the hot water line that came down and I had over here in the corner and had it just kind of sitting out to the side in case I wanted to use it for something? Well, I unhooked it, pulled it out, and I think if I remove the cap that I put on there, that connection should screw right into this. And if it does, it will give me a little shower. Now, the only thing that it doesn't have an on-off switch. I did have an RV shower head that had the on-off switch, and I wish that that could have worked, but I couldn't find any type of a fitting that was going to connect it to, but I think this one will screw directly onto the other end once I remove the cap. And at least then I can turn my faucet on to the hot water side while the pump is on, and it should be able to direct water just out through the shower head instead of through the faucet through the cold water side. Give it a shot anyway. Okay, we'll see how this works. Oh, okay. Must be I did a good job of sealing it up with the Teflon tape. That took a little bit to get it off, but I'm only getting a little bit of drippage out of there, so that's good. Now let's try the shower head. Well, I guess that's why I hate plumbing and why I'm not a plumber. I probably wouldn't have the patience for it. I got the fitting off. I tried down the end of this hose because it looked super, super close. And as you find out with plumbing, it's terrible. All the different types of connections and sizes and such. While this works in the other faucet line, it is so darn close on that one, but it just does not thread in. So I will either find something else, or in the meantime, what I'm going to do is put this back in and cap the hot water side back off, and try another day or go for something different. Well, the thought was good, the execution not so good. But I'll keep playing around with it and seeing if I can find something that's going to work. I'm sure there's something out there. I'm sure I'm not trying anything different than someone else hasn't tried, but who knows? It's just going to be great, I thought, to be able to turn it over to the hot water side, use that water line while it's, instead of it just sitting there, and that way I can either use it as a makeshift shower for myself or just wash off feet if you're at the beach. Either way, I'll see if I can figure it out.